I just wanted you to watch me dissolve slowly in a groove of your love. But I don't even know how the chemistry works when your bullseye kicking in the dirt, kicking in the sand.
This is how to crochet the chevron ripple stitch. For this stitch, we need multiples of 8 plus 7 for our beginning chain, and in this case, I used 2 multiples of 8 to get to 16, and then I added 7 to get to 25. So for this swatch, I'm using 25 chains. Then, starting with the second chain from the hook, I'm going to single crochet into 5. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. After this stitch, I'm going to put 3 single crochet into 1 chain, and that's also going to be the beginning of my repeats. The parentheses in a pattern mean that whatever is included in the parentheses is going to be repeated in a sequence. So I'm going to single crochet once into the next 5 chains. The 3 single crochet is the tip of our chevron, and then after these 5 single crochet, we're going to skip 2 chains for the bottom of our chevron. And then we're going to single crochet once into the next 5 chains. Repeats are usually identified with parentheses or asterisks. In this case, it's parentheses, and then the asterisk indicates how many times you need to repeat that sequence. In this case, it's until there are 6 chains remaining. If you started your project with more than 25 chains, you would repeat this sequence however many times you need to until there are 6 chains left. Then, for the last 6 chains, we're going to add 3 single crochet into 1 and then 1 single crochet into the next 5 chains before we chain 1 and turn for row 2. I included the pattern notes so that we can start practicing reading patterns and translating them into stitches. So if you enjoyed this video, be sure to like and follow, and part 2 will be in the comments. This is how to crochet the chevron ripple stitch. For this stitch, we're working into the back loop only. So we're going to skip the first stitch, and then we're going to single crochet into the next 5 using the back loop. This is going to give us the ripple effect because by leaving the front loop exposed, it creates some texture. And I honestly think it would look really nice if you were to do like a wavy stitch to make it look like the waves on a beach. But regardless, after our 5th single crochet, we're going to put 3 single crochet into the same stitch for the tip of our chevron, and that'll mark the first stitch of our first repeat. After the 3rd stitch, we are going to add 1 single crochet into the next 5 stitches, skip 2, and then add 1 single crochet into the following 5 stitches again. And we're going to repeat that sequence until we have 6 stitches remaining. But before we move on, I want to point out that this is multiples of 13 plus 12. My math was not mathing. This is why I'm not a math major. And this is also why I shouldn't try and record voiceovers in the gym parking lot when I don't have my notes with me. Regardless, to understand the multiples plus numbers, you need 13 stitches for 1 repeat sequence, and then the 12 stitches are the turning chains plus the stitches before and after the sequences. If that's the short version. But in this case, you need 13 stitches for 1 repeat, and then 6 stitches at the beginning, and then 6 stitches at the end to make up 12. For the last 6 stitches, we're going to put 3 single crochet into 1, 1 single crochet into 4, then we're going to skip 1 stitch and add a single crochet into the last stitch for a total of 5 single crochet at the end, even though we're skipping 1 in between. Now for the last stitch, I do like to work into both loops, but that's a personal preference of mine just because I like that finished edge, I guess. And it also makes it a little bit easier for me to add a border if I wanted to add one, but you can still work into the back loop. Be sure to like and follow if you enjoyed this video, and part 3 will be in the comments. This is how to work color changes when you're working in stripes without having to weave in your ends. The most important thing is that all your color changes happen on the same side of the fabric, and I'm going to pick up my new color, pull the original color tight, chain 1 for my turning chain, and then I'm just going to crochet 2 more rows with the new color before I work my next color change. It's important that you don't cut your yarn either, because when we come back around, we're going to pick up the working yarn from the original color and use it for our next color change. So I just finished my last stitch of row 2. I'm going to pick up the working yarn, pull it through the loop, pull the color B tight, chain 1, turn my work, and work the next 2 rows like I normally would. Then when you're done with your piece, you just add a single crochet or half double crochet border to hide those color jumps, and you can just completely skip weaving in those ends. Happy hooking!